What is up, everybody? I'm Get Flanked, and Ubisoft was nice enough to give me early access to Crystal Guard. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about the new season coming to Rainbow Six Siege. We're going to be going over Osa, who's the new attacker with some shields. I'll show you how she works, how she can be countered, all of that. We're talking about the big Twitch buff, a big Fuse buff, map changes, Yana nerfs, Sledge nerfs, some IQ changes, flash changes, a lot of stuff we're going to be going over in this video. Now, first things first, we'll talk about Osa, and I think I want to say up front here, I like Osa. I think there's a ton of potential here. It's probably my favorite operator that's been released this year. So, comparing her to like Flores and Thunderbird, I think that I gravitate towards her a lot more, okay? I'm not necessarily saying she's going to be crazy strong or OP or anything like that. Time will tell there. But just playing her so far, she has the potential of really changing up the meta and, having a big impact on this game. So I really like Osa so far. Getting into the details with Osa, first of all, she's a 2 armor, 2 speed attacker. Her unique gadget is called a Talon 8 Clear Shield. It's a transparent, bulletproof shield that can be carried or deployed on floors and window frames. Think about a deployable shield for defenders. Anywhere that can be set on the floor, her shield can be set in a similar manner. The difference is it can also be set in windows, and it does kind of suction cup to the edges of doors and windows, similar to how that deployable shield works now. We'll break that gadget down more in just a second, but let's get into the rest of her loadout now. 2 primary options, the first being the 5.56. You may be familiar with this from Thermite. It's the AR that he has available. Nothing unique as far as attachments. She has ACOG available as well as 2.0 and angle grip there. So good choice of attachments on the 5.56. The other primary she has is the PDW that Jackal has available. People have been asking for them to put this weapon on another operator for a long time. Here we have it. Only thing really to talk about here is as far as optics, you only have the 1.5 when it comes to zoomed optics. Also, there is angle grip available with it. So 2 pretty strong primary options there. Her secondary option is the PMM. This is the little hand cannon. It does 61 damage per bullet. So it's a good secondary option for an operator, that's for sure. I think it's kind of like underrated in this game, to be honest with you. And then as far as secondary gadget options, smokes and claymores. I personally feel like the smokes do synergize with her kit a little bit better, allowing you to block lines of sight so you can take some ground, get her shield set up in kind of like a forward position. That's probably what I could see myself running most. All right, let's start breaking down Osa's gadget. And I wish I had some really sick gameplay to show you, but unfortunately, most of my rounds with Osa played out like this. Enter Coconut Brawl in about 3 seconds. Called it. He's 1 health too. Wow. Don't worry, guys. I got my revenge though.
I don't like that.
No.
You're already in here. What a rush.
Nice. Let's go.
No, seriously, shout out to all the content creators that I got to play with in this capture session. We had a blast. It was a really fun time, and I look forward to the next one. All right, back to Osa now. And when you're looking at her shields, a couple of different ways. You can deploy the shield on a window. You can deploy the shield in a door. You can deploy the shield in the middle of a floor in a random spot. Again, like a defender deployable shield. You can also carry her shield. Now, when you're carrying Osa's shield, if you're crouched, you're pretty much blocked from the front, okay? You are still susceptible to explosive damage, and you can't melee, you can't shoot, but you can take ground, okay? So, it's not like Blitz, where when you crouch with Blitz, you have your gun out, you can still hip fire, like none of that. You can't even melee, all right? But yes, you carrying it to take ground is viable, especially if you have somebody following you or something like that. It can be something that's worth doing. Where I immediately saw the most value, though, was when you can put her shields in, again, forward positions that really put pressure on defenders. To give you an example of that, let me show you around now. This is us attacking on the newly buffed bank, and we're going after that middle floor archives objective, and you're going to see me get 2 really strong shields in place that, again, just pressure defenders. And I think this gives you a glimpse into how strong she can be.
Yeah, dude. I can stun it all. Here, let me stun it all.
Right.
Here. Oh, top banana. Banana is the Tonka.
All right, put your thing in there, baby.
Try.
I'm smoking.
I don't know if that worked or not. No, it didn't.
Killed by a blank.
It did it. There, it's in there now.
I'm just gonna sit on the
There's one
flank.
behind it.
He's at the window. He's at your window.
I can't repel here. I was gonna try and
Yeah,
repel.
that's Tonka.
Goya's in sight for sharing archives.
Ah, rip.
Let's go.
Oh, you're so weak.
Get in there. Get in there.
Planting. That was actually kind of cool.
That was pretty big brains, Roy.
I dropped the
Pretty big brains.
shield. Yay.
Yeah.
As far as some interactions with this shield, it's important to know that you can melee the shield and it will splinter the glass, making it unable to be seen through. This is important for both attackers and defenders, okay? If you are a defender and somebody puts it up on a window, you can just melee it real quick, splinter the glass, and while it's going to remain there, that window will still be there. Nobody will be able to see through it, okay? If you're an attacker, you can put these on a window that you don't want people to get a line of sight through. You can melee it yourself, destroy that line of sight. It means that nobody will be able to jump through or shoot through that window, and they also won't be able to see through it. The shields are susceptible to explosive damage, so an impact or a nitrocell will completely disintegrate it. You can also choose to drop the shield by shooting the red canister on the backside of it. Both an attacker or defender can do that. It doesn't drop it necessarily, it actually destroys it, but the timing that it takes in order to do so is very similar to a mirror window when you shoot the canister on that. All right, at this point, we're going to move on to some other big changes in Crystal Guard. I'll probably have a proper OSA guide in the next coming weeks once I play her more on the test server, so keep your eyes open for that. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is a huge fuse buff. He can now do this.
I think I'll get some recordings here too, just for all of it.
Yes, Fuse can now deploy his cluster charges through reinforced walls. And this is such a huge buff. Now, of note, you can't do it on electrified walls, okay? They have to be just normal reinforced walls. They also don't leave a hole, okay? So it's not like a breach in any way. It doesn't give you a line of sight. But there are serious ramifications to this. To demonstrate this, let me show you a round right now where somebody's trying to actually bandit trick this new wall on VIP on Coastline. And you can see how a fuse can just be so useful in this situation.
Bandit tricking right now. I got two of them though.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. Yeah, he's just sitting there with it.
I'm going underneath.
Is anybody able to open up this hatch?
I should. Now go.
Yeah, now go. He's
Oh shit.
Let's go.
Huge play.
Yeah.
There he is.
shield too.
Is he still there? I can shoot pull on.
He's prone.
Yeah. He's on that red ping.
Blast him. Crouch. I'm gonna flash him.
Coming up,
You want me to put a shield on the door?
Oh, he was down. What you downed him.
That's worked done.
Here.
I didn't realize it. I had points
Alan,
up.
I'm gonna put a shield right here for you.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm out of hard breaches.
Okay. I have hard breach.
Okay.
Oh no. No.
That's so weird. I wasn't taking damage up there, but when I backed up, I started getting slapped by it.
I don't have plant.
He's down
Yep,
to
I'm
your
coming,
left. Just in case, he's probably calling you out, Greg.
Oh no, that's a C4. Oh no.
I didn't know I was screaming, bro. Behind the, to your left. Behind the window. Behind the mirror window to the right. Yeah, right there.
Oh, I think I hit him.
Oh, I just got
This guy is something else.
He's the best, dude. Oh, the other guy's downed?
Yeah, they're gonna-
It has to be.
Just shield right in front of another shield. This is so
paid-
dumb.
KD? All right.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice,
Oh, I
dude.
sat down
dumb.
somebody with
Yeah.
the. I didn't get the notification either. I downed
yeah,
somebody
there's
with
a down guy in
the
the front.
cluster charge.
All right, so will this be what finally puts Fuse into the meta? Time will tell, but it's hard to look at that round and not see the insane amount of utility that Fuse brought there. So I'm excited to play more with him for sure. Now, as far as what this feels like for defenders, you can shoot the cluster charge from the opposite side of the reinforced wall. I wasn't able to do it without it getting off one puck at least, but you get a lot of a warning. It's not going to be that lethal, I feel like. I think that's going to be how it's used right there to deny like bandit tricking and destroy utility through reinforced walls. But as a defender, you can shoot it for sure. Okay, now let's move on to Twitch, and they've changed how her drones work. So basically, in the prep phase now, Twitch gets a regular drone, all right? And then over the course of the round, she gets 2 of her Twitch drones. So Twitch now has a total of 3 drones, and also her Twitch drones can jump. Okay, we've been asking for this for how long? Her Twitch drones can jump. All right, so that's a pretty significant buff right there, but that's not all. Her Twitch drones now have a laser instead of like, I don't know, an energy burst. I don't know what you would call it, but this means that her Twitch drones now have unlimited range, as you can see on the screen there. So you can shoot stuff from an unlimited distance. This has some pretty significant ramifications. If you think about the Twitch drone being in positions where sometimes like Chalet, you couldn't get the static camera that's up on the top. That's not going to be an issue anymore. You can destroy things from unlimited ranges, and that, that's going to have some serious ramifications. Like if you create lines of sight on mirror windows and stuff like that, you could drop them from a long ways away. And this is a pretty significant buff to Twitch. Moving on now, the maps you need to know about. They changed Coastline, Clubhouse, and Bank. Bank by far got the most changes. I would almost consider Bank to be a rework. And then Coastline and Clubhouse are kind of minor changes. But pretty good overall. I'm going to have a video tomorrow going over all these changes and showing them to you, walking through the maps. So stay tuned for that. Another change coming with Crystal Guard. IQ's gadget got changed. She can now ping or smart ping devices through her scanner. Okay, that's a nice change. I don't think it's going to really change the meta or anything much. I don't know that it's necessarily even what I would call a buff. I mean, I guess you would have to call it a buff. It's nice, but I don't know how useful it's going to be yet. We'll have to stay tuned for this one. A big change that I think will have an effect are the changes to flashes. Okay, so flash grenades now have been buffed. All right, if you throw a flash grenade and it has any effect on somebody, it will completely flash them, even if they look away from it, all right? So previously, when you would throw a flash grenade, if somebody looked away from it and it didn't land within, 3 meters, then it might, flash the edges of their screen, but they would still have visibility, and that caused a lot of frustration for attackers. Now, as an attacker, if you throw a flash grenade, if it has any effect on a defender, it will full flash them. The question is, how long will it full flash them? And that is significant, okay? Let me show you a quick little clip now of somebody throwing 3 of these into a room and what this feels like.
Blinds. I'm still blind. I'm not looking at it.
Insane. There's another one in
In
con.
construction.
Nice.
No.
Ah,
Damn.
I'm dead. Garage. Man, that ping, dude. He's super tight. Don't go be hack cams, by the way. I'm watching your guys' garage. You're okay.
Yep.
Nobody's rafters or anything.
Find the shield.
Hop in CC in B.
Yeah, so as you can see there, that's a pretty big change, and I think it will cause less frustration with them. We'll have to see how strong this plays out. To me, this feels like it's going to have a significant effect on the game. All right, and we'll just have to see whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Another change coming with Crystal Guard, player outlines, okay? So they've now given the players just a slight glow. It's not that noticeable, okay? It's not like everybody has this like crazy aura around them. There's just a slight like light reflection. In fact, sometimes if there's enough light in a room, you won't be able to tell at all. But when players are in darker areas, you will see kind of a white light reflecting off of them. I think right here on Villa, this is a good example of, you can see kind of the player outline here. A great change in my opinion. I think this will reduce a lot of frustration and really allow people to run whatever uniforms they want without feeling like they're cheesing the game. All right, another balancing thing that we noticed, Sledge lost his SMG 11. So ever since Bucknot got nerfed, Sledge has been in the meta for sure. I mean, he's always been there, but he's got a much higher pick rate. And I guess as part of trying to bring him in line with Buck and make it a real decision, they've decided to remove the SMG 11 from Sledge. I don't necessarily disagree with it. I mean, Sledge's kit is good enough. He doesn't need the SMG 11, but something to keep in mind there. Another balancing change along these lines, Yana's optics have changed. I didn't get to screen capture this, and I don't remember exactly how they changed on which weapons, but it was in the nerfing direction, I believe. It just know whenever you get your hands on the test server or the game, go and check Yana, see what optics she has available, because there have been some changes there. Some quality of life changes now. There have been some changes to how players get credit for a downed kill. We noticed it throughout our playtime. It was a little bit inconsistent, but there were times when a player would down an enemy and then another player would finish that kill, but it would credit the player who downed the enemy for the kill. All right, so I think that's a good thing. Again, we'll have to kind of see exactly how it works because it did seem to be a little bit inconsistent. But yeah, that was in the build that we played, and it looks like they're working on that. Okay, another quality of life thing that I'm going to mention here is that MVP Elite customization is here. That means you can run different uniforms on your operators, but keep their MVP Elite animation. And they talked about this at Invite, and it's finally here. And this is big. I think this is a huge quality of life improvement for people who like to have that MVP Elite animation, but don't want to be stuck running that uniform all the time. So I'm glad this is finally in the game. Okay, guys, that's going to do it. I'm sure I forgot some things here. This is a pretty big season as far as a lot of the changes that are coming. I think Osa is pretty cool. I can't wait to play her more. Guys, keep your eyes on the channel tomorrow for the map changes walkthrough. If you're curious to know how they changed Bank, Coastline, Clubhouse, you'll definitely want to check that out. Also, keep your eye on my Twitch channel. There's a link down in the description for streams coming from the test server. I'm going to be playing a lot of this and getting a feel for the new operators. We'll have an OSA guide coming to the channel here soon. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.